Hello students, welcome back to the class. Good morning to all of you. Yesterday we have discussed about the powers and the different type of perspective, in which we have discussed about gender perspective. Okay, and today we are going to discuss about what is meant by class perspective. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about what is meant by class perspective. Okay, we are going forward. So already we have discussed about the definitions, okay, and we have discussed about what is the meaning. Okay, power is nothing but ability to do something work. Power denotes ability of a person to fulfill his desire. Whenever the person has an ability to fulfill his needs and the desire, that is said to be power. If you see the introduction point of the power, this concept of power, okay, this is a very key concept in all the aspects of political science. Distribution of power, okay, it depends upon the distribution of power can able to resolve the conflicts, because you have to distribute the powers in such a way that the resolutions, the conflicts can automatically will be resolved. Okay, resolution should be accepted by all the peoples. And next I'll go forward. Power. Now this class perspectives means this perspective was mainly developed by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels in 19th century. Karl Marx, already we have known that Karl Marx belongs to Germany. Okay, and he have written his work which is called as Das Kapital and Communist Manifesto. Communist Manifesto. So Karl Marx have written two important work. One is called as Das Kapital and Communist Manifesto, and he wanted that a society should be a classless society. Okay, Karl Marx wanted that society should be a classless society where all the people should be treated equally. Children, when the industries began, as soon as when industries were started, okay, two important classes were evolved. One is called as capitalist, okay, capitalist, and one were called as workers. Capitalists are nothing but the person who take risk and started business. They were called as capitalist, owner, and on the other hand workers. So in industries also, when it begins, again it categorized into two different classes. One is the capitalist and one is called as workers. So Karl Marx, what he wanted, that a society should be a classless society. In the society all the people should be treated equally, and he is the father of, okay, scientific socialism. He is the father of scientific socialism. Okay, scientific socialism. The word socialism concept was mainly developed by the two important persons, Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, in 19th century. So he have written a theory in which, okay, political power is a product of economic power. Okay, whatever the political power is there, today the political powers are mainly developed due to the economic powers only. Okay, political powers are the product of economic powers. If you are economically well developed, then automatically we can able to gain the politics also. This is common to see that whoever the people today who are in politics, they were the economic power. Economically also they are well developed. Democracy explained that everybody can able to contest in elections, but everybody will not contest elections. Who will contest election? The people who are well developed economically, they will only contest for elections. Okay, democracy states that everybody can contest election, but everybody will not participate in election, because they know if they participate in election they can't win. So politically, suppose if you wanted to gain the power, economically you should be well developed. Today also this is happening. Today if you see that whatever the many peoples, okay, much of the population, if you see, there are economically power, then only they are getting the powers in the politics. Okay, so that is why economic power, political power is a product of economic power, will say. Okay, in the civilized society we can find, so civilized society is antagonist, which are mainly classified into two types. One is called as have and have not. Okay, have in the sense the person who obtain or who possess any wealth, they were called have. The person who have not possessed any type of wealth, they were called as have not. So in the civilized society, in this society we can find the societies are mainly categorized into two different points. One is called have and have not. Next I'll go forward. In civilized societies are mainly based on ownerships and non-ownership means of social protection. Okay, civilized societies are mainly based on two important things. One is called ownership and non-ownership. Ownership in the sense the person who owned any wealth, they were called as ownership, or non-ownership means of social protection. If you are going forward in the society, societies are mainly classified into two categories. One is called dominant and dependent. Dominant in the sense who have owned much means of social protection, who owned large amount of wealth, large amount of property, who have owned large amount of social protection, they were called as dominant. But much of the populations comes under the category of dependent. Dependent in the sense the rest of the societies comes under dependent. Dominant, whatever the societies which own much of social protection, they comes under dominant, or whatever the rest of the societies will be there, they comes under dependent. So here if you see the class societies theory mainly believes in establishment of classless society, which is called as socialist revolution. By using the socialist revolution, they wanted to develop the classless society, a society where all the people should be treated equally. That society is called as classless society. So class perspective is mainly given importance to the classless society. Okay. Now, even though in the particular society, in the civilized society mainly consists of have and have not. In the civilized society mainly consists of dominants and dependents. Dominants and have are nothing but who owns much means of social protection. Okay, they were called as dominant. So this is the main point. Okay, children. So what we have studied here, once again we will go forward. We have explained about the political concept. In the political concept, power is the key concept for all the political science. In every political subjects, if you see, we will study about the power only. Power of prime ministers or power of chief minister, powers. Okay, everybody wanted to gain the power. Okay, everybody wanted powerful. So this concept of power is also a very important concept in political science. Political science is basically the study of power only. Distribution of power, if you wanted to resolve the conflicts, distribution of power should be utilized in such a way that automatically the conflicts will be resolved. Whenever the powers are utilized at certain section of society, normally differences will come and conflicts will arise. So if you wanted to decrease the conflicts, what we have to do? We have to distribute all the power among all the people equally. And this resolution should be accepted by all the people. Okay. So whatever the distribution of power, when you are distributing, everybody should accept it. Next, power denotes that ability of person to satisfy the desire. If a person wanted to fulfill the desire, if the person has a ambition to satisfy the desire, that is called as power. So we have seen that this was mainly developed by two important persons. One is called Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels in 19th century. So this theory, if you see, the theory of class perspective was mainly developed by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. They have developed this theory in 19th century. About Karl Marx, I have explained you. Karl Marx belongs to Germany, and he have written many books against capitalist. So he wanted a society should be a classless society. So Karl Marx have written some book called Communist Manifesto as well as Das Kapital. And according to him, okay, this should be the society which is classless society. Why? Because during this period when industries were developed, the societies were categorized into capitalists and workers. Capitalists are basically the person who starts the business by taking a risk, but much of the profit will be under the control of capitalists. Capitalists are exploiting the workers. So Karl Marx basically have written a book upon the Communist Manifesto in which he states that there should be the society which are classless society, completely classless society. And that's why he is a father of scientific socialism. Okay, the word socialist concept was originally developed by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. So we can find this idea was adopted by the Russia. Russia have adopted this society. Where in Russia we can find today also the society was basically a classless society. There is no class. Okay, everybody are equal. Now in this theory also state that political power is a product of economic power. Okay. And next, if you see the civilized society, much of the civilized society is completely antagonist, which are classified into have and have not. Have in the sense the person who owns social means of production, they were called as have. The person who does not own social means of production, they were called as have not. And these civilized societies are basically classified into ownership and non-ownership means of social production. Okay, like property, social producing goods. Okay, social producing goods. Okay, societies are classified into dominance and dependence, or ownership or non-ownership, or have and have not. All are same. Have and have not, ownership or non-ownership, owned or rest. What is meant by owned, ownership, have? The person who possesses huge amount of wealth, which are mainly utilized for social protection, that is called as have. But rest of the people comes under dependent in the society, they were called as have not. And these class perspectives are mainly believe in establishing a society which is classless society based on socialist revolution. This is one point. Okay children, we will meet you in the next class. This is completed. Okay, and this will fifth, now we will discuss about the last perspective. Okay, so we will meet you in the next class and we will continue the same topic. Okay children, thank you very much.